Welcome to the JTrain Podcast. This is JTrain. Jared Freid. Coming to you live from Koreatown, New York City. Mosey on in to the JTrain Podcast. Park your horse. Come on down to the saloon and get your questions answered by Papa JT. The great frontier of dating. The Wild West. We're all here every Tuesday and Friday with your emails, your stories, your questions. That's right. Easy there, Thunderbolt. Easy. We're here every single week with your stories, your questions. I gotta say, thank you to you, the listener. Thank you. Thank you for listening. That's what this is all about. We got Shelby here on the ones and twos.
It's the only thing it's about.
That's it. That's all it's about.
It's the only thing.
It's the great circle of feathering.
It's a single thing.
You listen. It's a symbiotic relationship. You listen to the show. You tell your friends. You support the sponsors. That's a lot of work for you. You're right. You're right. You're doing a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're welcome. Okay. I make the show. I bring the funnies. The Wizard of Weddings, the Sultan of Swipes, the Chancellor of Charcuterie.
I like that one.
That's right. And we're here every single week. It's so good. And I got Shelby, the.
Let's go. You can go faster than that.
Yeah,
Come on.
You're right. The piper of piping hot water.
You got it.
That's right.
It's a little. We can write to edit.
We write to edit.
Yeah.
That's right. That's our motto here on the podcast. A little slow here. We're starting early. I'm getting this out there. I just want to let you guys know I'm very pumped. I'm coming to Nashville this week, and the music should let you know. I'm in Nashville right now. That's right. It's a happy Valentine's Day to you, City Slickers. And guess what? If you want to come to the Nashville show tonight or tomorrow, you're shit out of luck.
Sorry.
Sold out, motherfucker.
You've had time.
You had time. I warned you.
Mm-hmm.
The Prince of Promos was putting it out there. So I guess you'll be moseying on outside of the doors of Zany's Nashville. You won't be moseying in.
Go get some hot chicken.
Go get some hot chicken and take a dump for 3 hours that hurts your asshole for the rest of your life. But if you're in San Diego, I'm going to be there next week. Don't be that guy. You can be there. San Diego, La Jolla, La Jolla, the Hoyas, Georgetown Hoyas. Going to be in La Jolla next week. So San Diego, get on those tickets. JaredFreid.com, JaredFreid.com, JaredFreid.com. I think I added a little birthday thingy, little birthday
nice.
show, for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Some special guests. I'm going to do it at the Cellar on the 25th. So that's going to be. You got to see it on my Instagram for a swipe up. It might be sold out by now. We're going to see, but it's there. It's Tuesday night, 10 o'clock. It's I know that's not really A lot of you are like, I don't want to go on Tuesday at 10. I get it.
But if you get the tickets, show up.
Show up. Yeah, we have a lot of. Because it's a reservation-based system, we know. But if you're in New York and you want a weekend show, I'm going to be at Gotham Comedy Club, and that's something you need to get on right now because you don't want to be left out in the cold.
Those are big ones.
That's a big one. Those are big ones. I'm very excited about today's guest. To let you behind the curtain, let me pull back that curtain for 2 seconds. Let's go back in time. This guest and I taped an episode, Sans Shelby. We did it alone in my apartment. We cuddled. We got into bed. We had a nice, beautiful time, and I did his podcast, and we're sitting there, and I go back, and Shelby calls me. He's like, hey, we got an issue. There's clicks and noises and buzzing, right?
Comedically, it was
A 10.
funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was like slight buzzing that you could maybe work around, and then all of a sudden you go, hold on, I hear some buzzing.
Yeah.
And then it goes, and then you can hear you go, okay, I fixed it. And then it was just unusable.
I care about the listeners' ears.
Yeah.
I care about their health. So I didn't want to put something out there that was below the standard of, Shelby Royston and Jared Freid. So we pulled back. I was embarrassed, but I'm happy that he's back here today. And because you're a get, I'm very excited to have you. This is a fantastic comedian. Okay, he's on the show Why Women Kill on CBS All Access. Lucy Liu, Jennifer Goodwin are on that show. They're not here, but he's here. Okay,
They were coming, but they were like, we don't trust the equipment.
yeah. They heard.
I'm not
The word
putting
is
up
out.
with the clicking.
Yeah.
I think Shelby could have fixed it. He just didn't want to work that hard.
Well, listen.
I'll be honest with you, I'm glad that you brought me back in. I'm sorry.
I'm pumped to have you. I want to give you the proper introduction because
Thank you.
the people need to be.
You rode it on a horse. How great is that?
Hey, Thunderbolt. Easy. Interrobang album of the year. It's called Unconditional. We've done the album thing here on the podcast. Go on iTunes. You can go on all the streaming services. Wherever you get music, you can get his album. Okay? Hit number 2 on the Billboard charts. Okay? That's a big deal. He's got a new album coming out in March and April. He's going to be at CB Live in Phoenix. Going to be at the Chicago Improv in March. Adam Ferrara, thank you for coming
Good
on.
to see you, my friend. How are you, fellas? I'm glad you're here.
Here at the Feather Nation Studios.
Wow.
At the Virtual Comedy Network.
I'm so glad that not only that I'm so glad that we get to do this again, I get to see you again, my friend, because I really enjoyed our last one. But the new studio, the new opening.
This is perfect. You didn't see all the the bells and whistles that we have. This is. That's right. That's Sunday. Shelby running around right now.
Yeah, there was no Shelby. There was me, you, a pot of coffee, and we had to finish it up because the game was on.
And the game was on.
Yeah,
that's
it was
right.
Nice.
So I'm very excited. Adam Ferrara has a podcast that you all need to get involved with. What he does, I like what you do. He saved the episode that I'm going to be on.
Yes.
So my episode's coming out next week.
Yeah.
So you can get involved. But you have, you have you have guests that nobody has on podcasts. That's why everyone's got their own podcast thing going on. But you are like, tell the audience about some of the people you've had on.
My podcast, I started it in July. I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do, and I would listen to a bunch of podcasts. I'm like, they're really doing that good. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, the best night's sleeps I ever had was when I was upstairs and I heard my mom and dad and their friends downstairs laughing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to capture that feeling. So I built this little arena with me, my wife, Phil Tagg, another comedian and writer, Mark Stern, who's my producer. So we start with like a topic for like 10 minutes. Then we have a guest. You graciously did mine.
I had a great time.
You'll be on next Thursday. So it's just a one-on-one interview with me and you. And then like any good group of friends, we talk about you when you leave.
Love it.
So we do another 10 or 15 minutes of our impressions of what we got out of your life and how it connects to
that's going to make the person, like I have to listen now.
Yeah.
I have to go back.
Oh, yours was we did yours already because I wanted to coincide with doing this.
For sure.
So we worked it all out. But the dating thing just rang the bell because 2 of these guys are single and I'm married. So it was real easy to have that conversation.
We're going to get into the emails today. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. But can you name the guests?
Oh, the guests we had on. I've had on Kevin James, Adam Carolla, Jay Leno.
Edie Falco.
Edie Falco. I interviewed her yesterday.
Like Jay Leno, like Edie Falco. These are people you can't just you can't hear from. Like this is like I've been on every podcast.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
around.
a reason you're good.
I'm asking people. I'm begging outside of their door. I got my I got my cup out outside of podcast studios.
I wanted you as a guest because you have energy. You feel I enjoy listening to. Thank God you didn't bring the horse. I don't have the room.
No, listen. The horse only comes. The weather was nice today.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I have eclectic kind of guests. I had the drummer from the Black Crows, Steve Gorman.
But this is why the podcast universe is growing so rapidly. And I was always a podcast listener. We connected because you are a guest on one of my favorite podcasts, and you're fantastic on the Tony Kornheiser show.
Yeah.
And people don't even know that I listen to that show from this.
Sports guy.
I love sports. I love the reason I love his show, and the reason that I would encourage, I love the way you're talking about your show is the Jewish word kibitzing.
Yeah.
It's growing up, schmoozing, kibitzing, sitting down, shooting the shit. I love listening into those conversations without having to be an active participant in it. Just listening in with your ear against the door. Yeah. So
you're not alone. The one thing that we've both been on the road.
Sure.
We both have people we love that aren't with us
on
the road. Having those voices that keep you company on the road is just
I say it all the time.
Essential.
Let this podcast be... you have your own voice in your head that's telling you all this negativity all throughout the day. Let me take over for a minute.
I'll be negative.
I'll be negative for other people. We'll talk shit. You'll listen in. So I'm very excited to have you here, Adam.
Thanks, pal.
I want everyone to go follow you. On Instagram, go follow @Adam Ferrara, and I want you to go listen to the podcast because I really do think everyone's going to enjoy it. To add it to their library, it comes out on Thursdays. And it's I always say this, have an eclectic library with different types of guests, different types of people. That's why I bring on different people every episode. 30 minutes you'll never get back. Adam Ferrara every Thursday. I'm on next week's episode. I'm following who's coming out this week. That came out yesterday because this comes out on Friday.
This comes out on Friday. Yes, Greg Proops from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I mean, that's these are guests that I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm in that world a little bit. Mm-hmm. You don't see these names everywhere.
Yeah.
Kevin James is one of my favorite comics. Like I've watched Sweat the Small Stuff 1,000 times.
Really?
Like the walking in line bit, the bank line, the elevator door, the pizza slicer. Kevin James, I'm like, I don't even know what he is like in person.
He's a sweetheart.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. When you do these things, and when I talk to people, it's like even you shared your life
Sure.
with me, and then I get to take your life and put it through the filter of our people.
Yes.
And then that just proliferates. Like, yes, I'm married, but this what we were talking about dating and connecting with someone. And you said something really interesting about the. And I remember the interview because it stuck with me. Is the value? There's too many choices.
There's a lot of choices.
Yeah. So you dismiss people. So
you dismiss. Yeah, it's hard to fight the ghost of the person that you think you should be with.
Yeah,
it's hard to fight.
Yeah, the worst place to live is in your own head. I know what's up here.
I know what's up here, and it's a haunted house of emotions.
Yes. Oh God.
So we're pumped to have today is Valentine's Day, which on this podcast kind of matters.
Big.
It's a big day. You're here on a big day. That's right. Well, if you're out there, do you have any wise words of Valentine's Day?
Don't forget it.
Okay.
Don't forget it.
If this is your reminder.
Yeah.
Do you have? You're married.
I'm married.
What do you do for Valentine's
Beautiful
Day?
wife. I call my wife. I apologize that I don't have a lot of money and I have to travel. Talk about my pain so we can eat.
That's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to. It's Valentine's.
They're
Sorry.
the most important thing for you. I'm sorry we're not together.
One day.
Yeah.
One day we can retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is my wife knows the drill, and my anniversary is there's a lot going on. My birthday's on the 2nd.
Oh shit! Happy birthday!
Thank you, baby. But my birthday's on the 2nd. My anniversary is on the 10th.
Okay.
And my mother's birthday is on the 12th.
Okay.
And Valentine's Day is the 14th. And the Super Bowl's usually in there somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
So there's
happy
a lot
birthday to
going
your
on.
mom today.
Thank you.
Happy
yeah.
anniversary.
Yes, my mom and Abraham Lincoln.
That,
Yeah, I love it because they celebrate my mom's birthday with a mattress sale.
a good reminder.
A good reminder. So I try to make sure my wife gets inundated on Thursdays.
Well, we got
in February.
we did get a V-Day email. So let's
Good,
read
let's
that.
go.
Let's get to the podcast. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. We got Shelby here. Adam Ferrara. He's gonna be in Tempe or Phoenix, Arizona, CB Live, February 27th through 29th. And then Chicago, we got a lot of Chicago people.
Great club, the Improv.
The Chicago Improv, March 12th through 14th. Go, go, go. Adam's so funny, so great. His album, come on. Interrobang album of the year. That's unconditional. Go check it out. You can go get a little preview and then go check him out live. V-Day Office Embarrassment Help.
Go ahead.
Papa, classic Shelb, and esteemed guest. You've helped me before. Let's see if you can do it again. I'm seeing a guy who loves to spoil me, send me gifts, flowers, etc. I know, boo-hoo, right? Anyways, he's alluded to sending me something to my office on Valentine's Day. Well, I appreciate this so much. I'm the only girl in my department. I'm 25, the only one not married, seriously committed. He's done this before, sending extravagant flower arrangements and gift boxes for my birthday and other flowers, quote unquote, just because. Mm-hmm. I'm getting so much anxiety over this whole thing, even though I know I should be lucky and enjoying it. When is it coming? What is it? What will it be a big production? I'm sweating thinking about it. He's not my boyfriend.
He don't know that.
Well, we've been putting it off. We've been putting off the relationship status until his divorce is finalized.
Oh,
that change. Yeah, this change. This email's got. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, you can get him out.
So it's hard to answer questions of who he is and just deal with oohs and ahs as the executive assistant marches to my desk carrying a giant bouquet. What do I tell him? I'm so grateful to be with someone so thoughtful. I don't want to hurt his romantic spirit, but I do not have the work atmosphere. I do not have the work atmosphere to deal with this. All right.
Maybe she can't talk to the coworkers about it.
The atmosphere of the office isn't really
not
conducive to dealing with this. What do you think?
I think she's got to set up a healthy boundary.
You got to say something?
Yeah, you got. Hey, look, man. Thank you so much. This is my workplace, and and I don't I don't want to mix church and state. I appreciate everything. If you want to send me something that makes me feel better, and I appreciate you being here, please send it to my house so I can enjoy it. I can't enjoy your efforts at work because I can't fully be present in that and still be present in my work.
It's interesting to me that he's divorced. The divorce isn't finalized.
No, to be honest with you, this guy is just playing his Prince Valiant role. He's doing this more for him than he is for her.
Right?
Yes.
Like, there's something like, anytime...
Is he older than her? Do we know that?
He's got to be.
Yeah.
She's 25. He's recently divorced.
He's not recently divorced. He says he's recently divorced.
Yeah, he's on the way.
Listen, as soon as the kids are out of school...
Yeah, this is like...
I can't leave.
I know she's like, how could I... Like, there's so much of this, like... I love this podcast. I love doing this show because we have so many women that write in, and we're three men sitting here,
and we can tell bullshit when we
and we're reading this going, like, the more I read it, the more I was like, ugh, this dude is pushing.
What's this lady's name?
We don't do names.
We don't do names?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I
email her, lady.
Email her, lady. Yeah.
Consider this. This is you are a character in the play in his head.
Yeah.
He's finding himself he's showering all this stuff. He's sending it to work so other people can see how great he is, and you spread the word. This guy in his mind is riding in on his white horse. Thunderbolt.
Yes.
More flowers.
Yeah, that's right.
Just because.
Yeah, the whole idea. Just when a woman writes, I'm seeing a guy who loves to spoil me, a little shiver goes up my spine. I'm like, ugh. Like, it's just like, it's a little creepy. It's a little pressed too much. And it's this weird thin line of, like, that men know, where we're like, that dude's pulling something.
Yeah.
Where women will cheer for this. Like, they'll be like, she even says in her email, she's like, I don't want to look like I don't appreciate these things. It's like, to a bunch of women, maybe that would sound like that.
Let me ask you this. If he wants it, I will ask emailer. No name. We don't use names here. I've just learned that.
Protect the innocent.
Yeah. Ask her to ask herself, why is he sending it to work?
Yeah. Why isn't the divorce finalized? It's like there's a lot more.
How long is this?
Yeah, and it's like, Valentine's Day.
Do you have the home number?
Right? I'm not anti-Valentine's Day. I'm happy for everyone. I do think you got to do something.
I'm anti-bullshit.
I'm anti-bullshit. That's right. This is the pro-Valentine's Day, anti-bullshit zone, and Valentine's Day is this weird, thin gray area of between romance and bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like between romance and telling your friends, between happy and bragging.
Yeah.
It's this weird day that was, you get that person that's like, because it's funny because you'll hear someone go, Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
it was created by the greeting card company, and you're like, you're miserable. Like doth protest too much.
Yes.
And then you get the other person that's like, I love Valentine's Day. You better be buying me something. Yeah. And you're like, you're fucking crazy too. Yeah. Like, you need this for other reasons.
You know what I do on Valentine's Day?
What do you do?
I send the wife the gift before. because I'm not shipping on Valentine's Day. Look, I know I love my wife. My wife knows I love me. I know that I want to be, but I'm not. Fuck you.
See what but what I love about that is it's steeped in reality.
Yeah,
I love you, but I ain't paying Valentine's Day shipping.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, and that's real love.
That's my boundary.
But that's real love. That's not you going, I spoil my girl anytime I can.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's you going, yeah, I love you, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get screwed, but I love you.
Yeah, I'm not getting screwed by the post office.
I don't care that we are prime.
This is and love is a intersection of romanticism and rationality.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have no rationality, then there's something wrong. And that's why in this email, all of us are going, where's the guy worried about Valentine's Day shipping?
Yeah.
So we're not saying. It's funny that she sent an email being like, "What do I do about the gifts I'm getting?" And we're like, "This guy is a creep."
Yes,
you know, like we
this
totally
guy's
changed.
got an entire agenda you're not aware of.
There's an agenda here, and it's like
for him. It's not for her.
But that's why she has to be unapologetic about, hey, I love the gifts you're sending me, but at my office, it's become this big production. I don't know how to explain you because you're not my boyfriend. Everyone asks what you are to me. It becomes this big thing. I'm cool with waiting until the divorce is finalized, but you're putting me in a position where I have to explain the uncomfortable at a place I work.
That's great.
Boom.
And you want to know what else is great? If she sees this as an opportunity to get further clarification on his status.
Where are we?
You just
What's
open the
going
door.
on? Exactly.
Because if you're going to send this stuff, and even if it's a little Machiavellian, but if you're going to send stuff, I need an explanation to tell my friends because they don't believe. It's not that I don't love you.
Sure.
They don't believe you. You know?
It's not that I don't love you. Yeah, I love that.
You can do that.
And yes, it's Valentine's Day. It might be a little too late. Like the carriage full of heart-shaped pillows is coming.
Yeah.
But what would you do if it shows up? How does she explain it to the office? Like, what does she say?
Well, there's nothing. I mean, I'm this isn't the first time it showed up, so I don't know what the previous explanation was. You continue whatever the story you told.
You do the thing. What I would say to her is, you do the thing that when someone loses a spouse and then they find like later in life, but then they find like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but they never get married, but then they're like, we're married.
They're partners.
They're partners. Yeah,
They
they
move
do.
in,
Like they just say they're married to get over the awkwardness. Just be like, you can just say, yeah, my boyfriend's.
We're Goldie and Kurt.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Adam Ferrara. 30 minutes you'll never get back. That's the podcast. You got to go check it out. I'm on next week's episodes. You can download it right now. You get Greg Proops. He's on it right now.
Greg Proops will drop. When is this air?
Friday.
This says Greg Proops has just dropped. Will drop yesterday.
Love it.
And you will drop next week.
Love it. Do I tell the person I'm seeing that I'm still in love with my ex?
If you want him to be the ex, yes.
Before we get there, we're sponsor people. Hiring is challenging. But there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart, and growing businesses connect to qualified candidates. That's ZipRecruiter.com. Cafe Altura's COO, Dylan Miskowitz, experienced how challenging hiring can be after unsuccessfully searching for a director of coffee for his organic coffee company. But then he switched to ZipRecruiter and saw an immediate difference. And you can too by signing up for free at ZipRecruiter.com/JTrain. That's ZipRecruiter.com/JTrain. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you, it finds them for you. And its technology identifies people with the right experience and invites them to apply to your job, so you get qualified candidates faster. In fact, after posting his job to ZipRecruiter, Dylan said he was amazed by how quickly great candidates were applying and found his new director of coffee in just a few days. With results like that, it's no wonder 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get quality candidates within the first day. Whoo! ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. See why ZipRecruiter is effective for businesses of all sizes. Try ZipRecruiter for free at our web address, ZipRecruiter.com/JTrain. That's ZipRecruiter.com/JTrain.
ZipRecruiter will never send flowers to your workplace.
JTrain, Feather, love your podcast, love you up, love your view on things. I play your podcast to my friends when we're hungover and get a good laugh. Well, get those friends subscribed.
That's right. Hydrate and sign up.
That's right. Think a few of them have started listening outside of Sunday morning. I'm just imagining me in the window watching people listening on one phone.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and I'm like losing on the hey, everybody. Can you listen on all your phones?
I want credit.
I need the
want credit
numbers.
for all- This is in the 50s when TV came out and you're standing in the window watching the black and white. I need credit for these.
I need the credit. And then they look back at me like, why are you being such an asshole? And then just me, annoyed. So I dated this guy for a few months back in 2019. We talked every day. Text, phone calls, FaceTimes, mostly initiated by him. We saw each other about 4 times a week. So I dated this guy for a few months back in 2019. We talked every day. Text, phone calls, FaceTime, mostly initiated by him. We saw each other about 4 times a week. Waited 6 dates before sleeping together. He asked, "What are we?" He asked the "What are we?" question when the time came. All in all, it felt more romantic and real and deeply connected than any relationship I've ever had. In December, he ended things. He said that he needed to take a step back with our romantic relationship, quote unquote, right now, because he's not happy at his job and struggling with depression, but wants to remain best friends.
Okay.
A funny side note, he posted "Sooner Than Later" by Drake to his Instagram story the night after he ended it. LOL.
Okay.
Seems like a douchey move.
Yeah, it's what is that?
All I heard was Drake, and I knew.
That's all you need to hear. Shelby's done. Yeah, Shelby's out on this guy. I think he was the first time I've ever been really heartbroken, so I've opted for no contact. Okay, good for you.
Good for
Get
you.
it.
Self-care. Take care of you.
That was in December. I've spent the time since we ended mourning the relationship and completely focused on myself and my career. He's reached out a few times with links to things we used to bond over. I haven't replied for the most part. Anyways, 2 weeks ago, I went out with my friend to a little party. I met this guy. He pursued me. We clicked. He asked me out on a date, and we've been talking since. He expressed he's developing feelings for me. I do feel like I'm starting to like him, but I also know I still have feelings for my ex. My question is it too soon to let the new love interest know about your recent ex? 2, is it weird to be too honest with them and tell them I still am hearing from an ex, or should I just avoid this altogether and end things with this new person until I'm fully over my ex? Adam, what do you think?
I think, well, first of all, she should take control of what she wants. If she's like, for the most part, I'm ignoring him, ask yourself the question, what do you want?
Yeah.
And if the answer is, well, I want him to, you're looking in the wrong place. He ain't going to do what you want to do. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You said something on my podcast that I thought was very valuable for people.
Okay.
You're the CEO of your company.
Yes.
So what should I do? Should I tell him I feel this? What do you feel? Do you want to
Yeah.
go out with this guy? And don't feel that you have any obligation to tell him your feelings if they don't pertain to your situation with him. Until you're sure of what you want, don't share it with him. Don't look for your decision to be made by input from somebody else.
Yeah, I except for this podcast.
Except for this podcast.
This is,
and if a friend's listening and not subscribing, that's wrong.
That's wrong. You've done it wrong. I want to say it's layered here because I understand she wrote something very specific.
Which is?
They dated this guy for a few months in 2019. Phone calls, texts every day, initiated by him. We saw each other 4 times a week. 4 times a week is a lot. And then
he sounds like an emotional bulimic.
yeah.
I need you. Feed me. Uh-oh.
And then throw her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guys just like the hunt.
Yeah. And
some guys just want to conquer, put the pelt on the wall, and then wait a minute.
Yeah, and especially someone who then ends it by saying to you, I'm not happy at work, I'm dealing with depression. I'm not a professional. I don't know.
I'm a professional depressive.
Yeah.
I've had it for years.
Well, I don't know the advice I'd give him, but I do know that if you're dealing with someone like that, then they're kind of using you to get bolts of lightning. Yeah. While they're dealing with, like you're basically their phone charger you're their like walk around phone charger.
Great.
The one that's like the external charger.
You're their Mophie case.
You're the Mophie case. And they used you until you ran out. Until you ran out of energy for them to and then in December, because that's why it went so fast and quick. So I'm going back to the last boyfriend because she said at the end of her email, she writes, take a step back with a relationship right now because she does the fact that she's saying every now and again I'm fielding his calls, we're talking, she's got a little hope if she's still liking him a little bit. She has a little hope that he's going to come back and be the person he was 4 times a week. But the person he was 4 times a week with you it wasn't a real thing. It wasn't a real person.
I don't know this man. I don't know anything.
I'm making a lot of assumptions.
But I would say if it's 4 times a week and it's for a concentrated period of time, that could be a manic, for lack of a better word, a manic place to be, a manic episode.
For sure.
And then I'm depressed. So what makes you think that's going to change?
That ain't going to change.
That was him before you showed up?
Yeah.
You were like a little spaceship just flying through his orbit. You got sucked in.
And now you're
going
spit
out.
right out.
Yeah.
So I would say it's twofold. One, you got to text this dude to stop getting in touch.
Mm-hmm.
You got to let him know, hey, I've moved on. Every time you get in touch with me, it brings me back to the great time we had, and I start to miss it, and it's not fair to me.
Yeah.
Let him know. With the new guy, I think there's like such a thing as being classy honest.
Yes. Yes, but but classy honest and also truthful honest and boundary setting honest. Look, this is where if you don't know where you are yet and you're saying this to relieve guilt, then you're looking for somebody else to
explain that for a second.
Well, look, I like this guy. I like this guy. Let me tell him about this guy because I feel guilty that I still like this guy. You're entitled to your feelings.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If you're dating the new guy and the new guy says, "Where are we?" you would say, "You know what? That's a very good question. I really care for you. I like this thing we're building.
Yeah.
Give me a day to clean something up in my life."
Yeah.
And then set that boundary and say, I had feelings for this guy, but after we spoke, I realized this is valuable to me. Mm-hmm. This is what I've done. Mm-hmm. Don't say, what should I do? Say, this is what I've done.
Yeah. And I agree with that where you're saying, hey, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. I'm on the cart with you. We're on the roller coaster. I don't think, she says we're a couple weeks in, he's starting to get feelings from me. I'm happy you're getting feelings from me. You can say that.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying you too. Let's see what happens. I think like there's a zone, there's this need to this is so much in the gray. It's like is in the gray. Feelings are in the gray. So to say that, I think the one thing you can do, and I think a lot of what you're saying is like you go to the old guy and at least make him not gray.
Yeah.
Make him black and white.
Yep.
And then you move on with the new guy. But I don't think saying to the new guy, I'm still in love with another. Like, you don't have to make this a more dramatic thing than it has to be.
Yeah. Well, do you want a relationship or do you want the drama? Because the old guy wants the drama.
Yeah.
He wants the spike of depression. He wants I don't know.
Or the spike of, spontaneity that you give him.
But spontaneity has to come from a down place. If you're looking for the high, you got to come from someplace.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me, and again, I don't know the man.
No, but that's very true.
Some people just want the drama. In fact, if you date anyone in my family,
that's what they want.
They want the drama.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. We're sponsored, people. Ooh, Glossier. Do you know Glossier?
Tell me.
So Glossier is, when
Drag
it comes
queen?
to skincare, there's so many different types of products out there. It's hard to know what brands you can trust. Here's what I'll say about Glossier. I don't know from Glossier. Mm. Just in the same way you don't know. Shelby, are you you don't know.
I'm not familiar.
See, these are three men talking about something we have no idea about, trying to sell it to an audience that might know something about it. Mm-hmm. All I know about Glossier is that they sent me, these companies send you stuff.
Yeah.
And they go, try it out. My girlfriend saw this, and it was as if a man with a bigger penis showed up at the house. It was like, yeah, this is the music that went, oh, is it here? And then she turned to me, and the music just went off. She just turned to me, what are you doing here still? And I was like, no, look at the Glossier. Just staring at it. And I didn't know from Glossier from Flossier. I don't know this stuff. Yeah. This was she's like, you have made it. She closed her eyes and made love to me while she imagined Glossier.
Really?
It was, what a reaction. I've never seen, and I guess this, Glossier is not your mom's beauty brand. They believe in beauty that starts with skin first, makeup second. You probably know them for popularizing that glowy, dewy skin look. Glowy Dewy.
Glowy Dewy.
Glowy Dewy.
Sounds like a law firm.
Glowy Dewy and Epstein.
Glowy Dewy, please hold.
But I have to say, getting Glossier involved with this podcast, listen, I don't know from Glossier.
I don't.
You don't.
I
Shelby doesn't. You, the listener, someone is going, oh, wow.
My God.
Oh, my
Glossier.
God. You've made
Bonjour.
it. Bonjour. This is like a huge deal. And Jess loves it, like can't stop talking about it. This is like, she went to her mom, was like, do you know Jared's sponsored by Glossier? Like, this was like, this like made me a better person to her.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to assume that this is a fantastic product, that this is something that the age range and type of person that listens to this podcast is going to love. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some free money for something you already love.
Stop it.
You're welcome. I don't have to talk. That's right. Get that glowy, dewy skin for yourself by visiting Glossier.com. Hold on. Glossier.com/podcast/JTrain. That's going to be in our description. So you can go to the description of every episode. All the sponsors are there. Learn more and take the quiz to find your ultimate Glossier skin routine. So they're going to personalize it to you. Plus, all new customers will get 10%. That's 10% off their first order at Glossier.com/podcast/JTrain. Again, that's Glossier, spelled GLOSSIER.com/podcast/JTrain. Certain exclusions do apply. Check out all their amazing products at Glossier.com/JTrain. So I want you, if you're a dude, it's gift giving season.
That's it.
Get on that Glossier, 10% off.
Glossier.
And if you're a lady listening, I already know you love it. So get involved and get your free money, people. Here with Adam Ferrara. 30 minutes you'll never get back. Go check out his podcast. Please, please, please. He's so funny, so fantastic. Let's keep doing these emails.
Okay. Honey, here's some Glossier. How are your pants still on?
I'm going to Glossier my pants. Let's do the unemotional boyfriend.
Okay.
JTrain, avid listener, both you up and JTrain, thank you for all the wisdom and advice every week. Let's get into it. My boyfriend is horrible at showing emotions, leaving me in constant state of questioning. We're the opposite in the sense that I'm constantly overthinking and thinking about the future, where he claims he's not really ever thinking about the future. We have an amazing physical and mental connection, but when it comes to the emotions, there's not much there. This leaves me not really feeling secure in our relationship when I don't know how he's feeling about it. How do I get him to open up or talk to me about how he views our relationship, the future? Am I crazy for wanting to hear this stuff? Thanks. Overthinking GF. What do you think? Are you?
She's not, well, there's three things, right?
Sure.
Feel physical, mental.
She says
and
physically
emotional?
and mentally, they're on the same page.
Okay.
Emotionally, they're not. But
So-
I would say the emotional and mental, aren't those the same thing?
I don't know what that distinction is.
Yeah.
But so, from what I hear is my full needs are not being met in this relationship.
That's what I hear. And I know that's like a way more serious topic than she thought she was bringing up. But like, you're married.
Yes.
When you were dating,
Yes.
was there a point where your wife would say, where are we going? Where do you see
Yeah.
the future? And for the boyfriend to say, I don't think of the future, that's a lie.
Yeah.
That everyone thinks of the future. That's not a male-female thing.
No, that's a human thing.
That's a human thing.
Yeah, a human thing is that's religion's based on that too.
Yeah,
all salvation is in the future.
That's it. Well, this is the thing. So
Yeah.
it's like all of us are sitting here.
Then you're in a relationship that's not building something together. So then,
Yeah.
is that what you want? Do you just want to hook up? Great, that's what this is.
Well, that's the thing. It's like a lot of people, and there's nothing more comfortable in a relationship than running at the stop sign. When you're running at the crosswalk and you stop to just jog in place, and a lot of guys want to jog in place at this one specific part of a relationship, the I owe you something,
or
like-
I need to, or I have to change what I'm doing.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's a wrong way of putting it. I think that's a better way of putting it, because I have responsibility for someone else, period.
Yeah.
So guys will jog in place. They do it before every part of the relationship, or before getting the label of we're together. It's like, okay, I'm jogging at hookup land. Okay, fine, I'll cross the street to label it. And then it's like, I'm jogging at we don't live together land. Okay, I'll cross the street to live together. And then, and so on and so on and so on.
I would ask has this guy been in a relationship before, an exclusive monogamous relationship before?
Yeah.
Because if he hasn't, this is the first one. There's the starter relationship. There's
Sure.
the learning relationship. There's, for me, I saw my wife, and it was the difference between have to and want to. When want to hits a guy, that's it. He's on his horse. Thunderbolt, we're off. He's on his horse.
Yeah,
That was it. I saw my wife. I said, "Oh, I got it." I hit her in the head and dragged her back to my cave.
Well,
Mine.
I love that distinction: have to and want to.
Yeah, and that is an emotional feeling. That's not an intellectual thought.
Okay.
That's not a result of physical contact. That is a bigger emotional feeling.
So that's the thing, and it's a difference between.
For me, it was.
Well, it's a difference between discussing and I won't discuss at all. So,
Yeah.
like when she says, "Well, he's not emotionally open with me," and I'm questioning the relationship. There's two reasons you're questioning the relationship. One, he won't answer your questions, and then two, there's a confidence factor.
Yeah.
You're questioning what you want, and
Or you're not getting what you're seeking, or it's not fulfilling for you.
yeah, I mean, when she writes, I'm a constant state of questioning. What are you questioning? What do if you're in a relationship, you should be okay with asking the other person in that relationship the questions you have.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we're having a great time. When do you see yourself doing this with me? Because
Yeah.
I could do it. And then I think a lot of it's like you driving your own bus. Mm-hmm. Hey, this comes up. Like, I'll give a personal example. Okay. My girlfriend's lease comes up soon. So she's like, what are we going to do with this lease? I'm ready to move in.
Okay.
I own my place.
You own your
Okay?
place.
I own my place.
Yeah, we had this
We
discussion.
talked about
Yeah.
it. So I said, well, I have to figure out what to do with my place. Mm-hmm. I was like, here's what I won't do. I'm not going to pay 2 rents.
Smart.
That's just not something I'm going to do. She says she doesn't want to. She wants to get a place that's not, in a different area.
Okay.
She wants to live somewhere, and I understand that. Like as far as like neighborhoods in New York, like you want to live in a neighborhood with a lot of bars and fun and closer to things. And I'm in an area that is a little tougher to get to.
Yeah.
So fine, that's where you stand. This is where I stand. So I said, okay, we can't move forward on this. We have to find a way that helps us both. So it's like, okay, maybe you re-sign your lease, and then at the time comes that I can find someone to rent my place, find someone to purchase my place. Then we can move toward. Then we can say, okay, here's the next step. Now we're discussing things. We're trying. Listen, I'm not the most I'm not the most open person with these things. It's tougher for me too. When she reads like, well, he says he doesn't think about the future. He thinks about the future. He's just having trouble coming to the negotiating table with you. If he won't sit at the table with you, he doesn't want to be there with you. If he's sitting there negotiating, now we're playing ball.
You just, the sentence you said in this whole exchange to me was just like, I'm not going to do this. So you're already sculpting. You're already chipping away the marble.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do this, but so this is what we have to do.
Yeah.
I think that's what she's looking for. She's looking for this is what we have
conversation.
to do. Yes. The uncertainty, you swirl in uncertainty, and what I get from my wife and what I provide from my wife, and the thing that makes my marriage work, one of the things is the emotional uncertainty, I can organize my wife's emotional chaos, and she can organize mine. Mine comes out as frustration, anger. I yell.
Sure.
Hers comes out as uncertainty, and I go, come here, what's the matter? All right, here's what we're going to do. And I put it out there, and once you organize your thoughts, anxiety is caused by lack of structure.
Yeah.
You need someone you love to provide the structure when you're in an emotional state.
Yeah.
This guy's not even engaging.
He's not even engaging, and that's the thing.
He might not know how, and he has to get past his fears of doing it.
Yes.
How much time are you going to put in?
Now, if you're sitting there going, not knowing what you're asking for, now that's
There you go.
that's a confidence issue.
Yeah.
If you're just questioning the relationship and you need someone to sit there and go, I like you, I like you, I like you, I like you, then maybe you're not. Maybe this isn't his problem. Mm-hmm. If you're sitting there and going,
That's
I'm
good.
getting everything, but I don't know if he likes me. Well, that means he likes you.
Yeah.
But these are two different things. JTrain Podcast.
Knowing what you
gmail.com.
want to ask for, that's very good.
That's a big thing.
Huge.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. We're sponsor people, MeUndies. Ooh! Who else is overwhelmed with adulting? The phrase the term adulting, I'm not.
Nah.
I'm not
Sounds
into
dirty.
it. You know what? Wrong? Want to go adult with me? You know, like the word.
Who wants to be a grown up?
Sounds like sounds like something like the bad guy in a Law and Order about pedophilia.
Yeah, it's
who wants adulting today? Yeah. So the thing about that phrase, that word adulting, it feels like people say it to absolve themselves of being an adult.
Okay.
I hate adulting. It's like, make your bed.
Yeah.
You know, like
Quit your whining.
yeah, every month there are bills to pay and never-ending lists to do. This is what I'm talking about. One thing you can't live without is clean underwear. I'll agree with that. So why not adult with me a MeUndies membership? You'll get responsible adult perks like site-wide savings, free shipping, and new undies delivered to your door each month. Here's what I like about this.
Go ahead.
All of us are sitting there with old underwear that we should be getting rid of. If you sign up for what they call it, the undies membership, you can kind of start your own like production line. In with the new, out with the old. You can start bringing in new undies, throwing out the old one.
That song that's like dun, 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 dun,
Yes, yeah. That's you with the undies.
That's the Bugs Bunny work music.
The Bugs Bunny. Yeah. You're bringing
Where's
in
my
undies.
drawers? Da, 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 da.
Undies on, getting them out there. You know, like that's
Last Friday of the month, I'm going to shit my pants. News are coming. New one's
Yeah,
coming.
and they're the softest undies to ever grace your nethers. That's because they're made with micromodal. What the heck is a modal? It's a magical, sustainable, soft as heck fabric. It's really good. I gotta say, I'm wearing them right now. They're designed to be the softest things you've ever put on your body and offered in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. So I love MeUndies. I love the loungewear. If you watch my live streams of The Bachelor, I'm wearing the onesie. Both Jess and I are in the onesie.
God
and they're
bless you.
Ridiculous.
My wife's got one.
They're very comfortable.
Apparently, I married a unicorn.
You
got the
did,
horn- yeah.
and it cuts a woman.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Makes them look like a body pillow.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
it.
I'm looking at my wife going, I love a Teletubby.
That's
Look at
right.
you. Look at you.
I know you hear a lot about MeUndies ads in your podcast life, but that's because they're looking for true undie domination. They won't stop till every single one of my listeners tries them. So I want you to try them. To get 15%, that's 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/JTrain. That's MeUndies.com/JTrain. That's 15% off at MeUndies.com/JTrain. Get involved. Let's do one more email. Does that sound good?
I'm in.
Let's do one more. I'll give you the choice, the title choice.
Okay.
Completely blindsided update. Dealing with my messy roommate. Why did we go from talking all day every day to nothing? Does how far they book the date matter? Nashville. This is when I'm there. How do you tell someone you don't like the way they kiss?
By breaking up with them.
Game over.
Thank you.
How much time is too much time? How much is too much talking on the apps? Completely blindsided. Oh, that must be the update.
Let's go to the Blindsided one.
Okay, so we'll do the first completely blindsided. Then she has the update. Okay.
Is this from Michael Orr?
It's very long. Are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for this?
I'm in.
Okay.
Da-na-na-na,
She has this. This also has an update. I hope the update isn't like, please don't read this. Okay. Ready?
Let's go. You can go faster than that.
You're
Come
right.
on.
You're right. Okay. Let's go. I recently found myself in a situation that has let me completely blindsided, hence the catchy title. I'll get right to it. Sorry for the length. I'm 33-year-old female, and he's a 32-year-old male.
Okay.
All right, we're dealing with adultings. Okay.
What do they do for underwear?
I matched with this guy in early December on Bumble, okay? We hit it off right away. We subsequently started to seeing each other pretty much every weekend and and once to 3 times a week. Always with him driving to see me. He lives an hour away in a much smaller town. He moved there a week before I matched with him from the Midwest for a job, and I've been in my current city for 4 years with horrible dating experiences the whole time. There's a lot of good information in that beginning. I don't like any quick, just moved here, get into bed with me.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
She's 4 years at the city seeing the same guys on Bumble, and then all of a sudden, this night comes to town from an hour away. It's a little too convenient for me.
Okay.
He seemed like a breath of fresh air, right?
Of course.
And we shared a lot of common interests, values, and even both worked in the same field, which was a plus. Also, if it matters, we haven't slept together yet because I actually liked this guy and wanted to take things slow, and he respected that. Shocking. Isn't that the struggle of life?
What?
Women are like, I like you, so let's not sleep together.
Yeah, listen. This is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we're gonna wait.
2 weeks ago, I had to go out of state for work event and was gone for a week to Hawaii. Smallest violin playing in the background. I know. That's pretty cool. In the interim, we texted every day like normal and even made plans to meet up when I got back. To backtrack slightly, a week prior to when I felt left, it was my birthday weekend, and he planned a really sweet day at the coast as a surprise, and I was totally smitten. While I was out of town, he worked. He also went on a planned yearly guys' weekend, 4 days to a different state, but still communication was normal. He got back early last Tuesday morning and still texted like normal through Wednesday night. Then essentially radio silence. I heard nothing from him on Thursday, which isn't so unusual because although we text almost every day, some days we haven't. On Friday morning, I texted him something friendly and he never responded. Saturday afternoon, I texted again, just checking in, as I was genuinely concerned. He has a labial health issue. Okay. He has a health issue, and he also has a bug a couple times since we met. But when he went radio silent before because he was sick, he always apologized for delay in response the next day. This time around, he responded hours later, which is still not totally unusual, but it just felt off. Since then, he's only sent me a total of 3 texts since Wednesday night, which is completely not his norm. I've attached screenshots of the most recent texts before his behavior changed, so you can see what I mean. You don't have to read them as all as I agree they are long, but you can get a sense of our texting style right up to this past weekend, which was included. I don't think we have to read the text.
No.
We know that he was one way one moment, and he was different another, and that's all. How you feel is how you feel.
Yeah, and she also said he's got a health issue we can't pronounce.
Yeah,
so it could be serious. We don't know.
We don't know. We made plans to meet later tonight, and I'm going to ask him what's up and why he's done essentially a 180 on me in matters of days. But I'll ask politely. I honestly thought I had finally met a good guy, and this has come out of left field. I think now I know how tonight will go. We break up, and he tells me I'm great, blah, blah, blah. He met someone else. But I can't believe how quickly this went downhill. Some of my friends said to give him a chance, and that he would not have suggested we meet up tonight, as guys do pity dates. What do you think happened? Can a guy's feelings change that rapidly with no indications? It's hard to not blame myself, but I honestly saw no warning signs. Maybe it's all in my head and he's having an off weekend, but I don't know. Please help and continue to do the Lord's work. P.S. If Shelby's in the studio, I'd love a celeb lookalike. Have attached pics after the 500 conversation screenshots. So we do lookalikes. Mm-hmm. Shelby has a keen knack for knowing what celebrity people look like. He's very good at this. Shelby's taking her in. I'm showing the pictures. We do have an update. You got it in, Shelby? All right. We have an update that she sent because it wasn't long enough already.
Let's go. You can go faster than that.
Just met up with the Just met up with the guy. He said he would bring wine and didn't. Came 15 minutes late with no apology or text earlier in the day. He stood in my doorway with zero emotion, told me he wanted to face me like a man and tell me in person that he had been forcing it for a while and didn't feel anything from me. But that I had a lot of great qualities he could see in a long-term partner, but just felt like he was forcing it. Then he said if I have any questions, I could text him. And in less than a couple minutes, he left without apologizing for being late, saying he was sorry for dropping this bomb or attempting to hug me goodbye. So he was a sociopath this whole time? Or just texting other girls and decided the potential risk for HPV because I told him I had gotten it from an ex and had never told me it wasn't worth it. I'm so hurt.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
Well, I think he's a guy. How soon after did he has a health issue? She had something. She told him. Did she tell him about what she has, and they broke up right after that? Did we don't have that information. What I think is you're totally blindsided. You're hurt. Yeah, that's pain in life is mandatory.
Yeah.
Suffering is optional. The pain is some guy broke up with you. The suffering is how could I do this? You can't. You didn't trust your instincts, or you threw yourself all in and it didn't work out. You live your life facing forward. You learn by looking back. So
There's nothing
you're
wrong.
Looking back, there's nothing wrong. You dated a guy. He broke up with you.
Yeah.
It hurt. You
Live and
will
let
get
live.
over this.
First, my advice to her. She's doing a lot of things that are not going to find empathy on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with he's a sociopath. He's going to leave me. He came late. Here's the thing. You had a couple of nights of awkward texts. He came to your door. He said to you, I'm not feeling it. I tried. I didn't. This isn't for me. I'm sorry. Tried to hug you. The way she tells this story, I can understand how maybe women would go, and he tried to hug you?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
my God.
Yeah, listen to this email. And I'm not trying to hate on her.
No, I'm not.
I think what you're saying, this relates to what you're saying, where it's like, hurt is what it's
what
life is going to hurt, but you don't have to.
Pain is mandatory. Suffering's optional.
So I'm not here to judge her pain.
No, not at all.
But the suffering part is what you're bathing in it a little bit. When you say, face me, then he said he had any questions, I could text him. And in less than a couple minutes, he left without apologizing for being late and saying he was sorry for dropping the bomb or attempting to hug me goodbye. And I could see maybe some people in your life going, he tried to hug you goodbye?
Yeah.
He was 15 minutes late, never apologized. The 15 minutes late on the grand scheme of things compared to stringing you along for what could have been a whole year is totally different. Here's what happened. And I'm sorry to break this to you.
God.
The biggest thing in this, and I don't think she's wrong for doing this, but I'm just here's what happens. You're an hour away.
Yeah.
Okay? This is gonna sound bad. But this is why.
Look at you. I just ran it in my head.
I ran in my head, and this is gonna sound bad. But this is why this podcast exists. She's like, I'm completely blindsided.
No, she's not.
I'm not. I'm not blindsided.
I knew what was coming when you started reading it.
Yeah, because she writes, they matched in early December. Okay? She writes, we shared a lot of common interests, same field. Also, if it matters, we haven't slept together yet. Okay? I understand that women see, the intermingling of emotions and sex are way higher for a lot of women that write in here than I understand. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys, and I know this is sad to hear, can shower off sex.
Yeah, I think it's just by design. Women are an innie. I got to come in.
Yes.
Guys are sticking out.
Absolutely.
So I'm coming in. My emotions are in there.
So I'm not judging how you intermingle sex with the emotions of a relationship because I think she's right. Mm-hmm. She said, I don't want to have sex yet because I like you. Here's what happens to a guy when he's in that position. He's sitting there going, the longer the sex doesn't come, the more he knows this is a serious thing when the sex does happen. Mm-hmm. So December, January, we're already February 12th, okay? Let's call it 2.5 months.
Okay.
This guy's been courting you. That sex is a contract agreement. Mm-hmm. He knows that if and when this happens, you guys, there's no casual, there's no let's see what we are. If he ends it after you guys have sex, he is not just an asshole, he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
And I kind of empathize with him. Because I understand where he's going. The longer it builds up, the higher the Jenga board gets. Yeah. And she even did it to him. They hadn't had sex, and she's telling us he's a sociopath because he tried to hug her when he broke up.
He drove an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
He's trying to close. He's trying to do the right thing. I would.
And we're going with the information we know.
Yeah, this is what we know. The guy drove an hour. I'm sorry. He didn't apologize for being late. Okay, I don't see that as a big deal because you're in a vulnerable state anyway. So everything you look is going to come through the filter of pain and being wronged.
Absolutely.
But The only thing I would say, I tried, I can't feel it. Maybe that's something he shouldn't have said.
It's honest.
It's look. There's honest, and then there's
too honest. Class of honesty.
If you're gonna make the gesture of gallantry, don't do the whole thing. Don't go. I'm not being. Just do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Get off your horse.
Yeah. Take off the helmet. Apologize. Hey, this isn't
me.
working.
I needed to look at you and tell you how much I think you're a beautiful person. I just don't think we're compatible to move on, and I wanted to close this out. May I hug you?
Yeah.
No? Fine. Please know that
it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm better off revving you.
Yes.
Done. But that's the thing, though.
I tried. Who cares?
But this is what happens when sex. And I'm not saying she's wrong because however you feel about sex is the right right thing.
You're entitled to everything
but
you feel.
This is how he feels about sex.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going to give you the right to feel that way about sex, we have to give him the right to feel that the sex is a contract that becomes unnegotiable after it's been signed into.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that for me, I would go, I think I like her, but it feels like I'm being put in the place where this is never fun. This is never, and for me, this is my and I understand. So the idea of I don't want her to go around going blindside.
Yeah.
It's not a blindside.
No.
To me,
it
this
wasn't
is
blindsided in an email.
This is a guy who dated for you for 2 months and was like, I don't know if we have sex, we're gonna have to be more serious, and I don't know if that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I'd rather opt out than opt in.
Yeah, your contract. That's the act. This the act of sexual intercourse right now with you is in the contract is a great analogy.
Yeah.
I never let my dick sign a contract.
No,
I don't sign with my dick.
This is what he
don't
opted out
sign a
of.
contract with your dick.
And that is a great motto of this podcast because this guy went in the bathroom of a fucking roadside stand, whacked off, and then was like, "Okay, we're doing this speech to her."
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna end it tonight.
He was John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go home. You're gonna jerk off, and you're gonna
have JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Adam Ferrara, thank you for coming on. This is fantastic.
Always good to see you, my friend.
I want you all to get involved with Adam's podcast. 30 minutes you'll never get back. He's fantastic. Amazing guest. I love the talking about them afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm going to be listening to my episode because
and we had so much fun doing yours.
It was a blast. So I'm very excited. I want you guys all to go follow Adam at Adam Ferrara on Instagram. Shelby, thank you for popping in on the ones and twos.
Thanks for having me.
At Classic
She
Shell.
looked like...
Oh, yeah, the celeb lookalike.
From the new Star Wars, Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran.
Apparently they cut her out of the last one.
Oh, she did kind of have a little Kelly Marie.
They did cut her out. She was blindsided.
Blindsided by the Star Wars people.
Blindsided by the cutout.
Shelby at Classic Shelb on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Tuesday and Friday. Keep sending those emails. Keep getting involved. JaredFreid.com for all the ticket stuff. And we'll be back next episode. Boom.